Hi, I'm Jimmy. You know that feeling when you think everything's fine, but then life smacks you right in the face? That was me 3 months ago. I'd been married to Melissa for 5 years, working my accounting job, living in our little suburban house with the white picket fence. The whole deal. Jimmy, are you going to be working late again? Melissa called from the kitchen as I gathered my things for work. Just until 7, promise. The Johnson account needs to be finished by tomorrow, I replied, grabbing my travel mug. That's what you said yesterday, she sighed, not looking up from her phone. We barely talk anymore. I paused in the doorway. Everything okay? We could do dinner tomorrow? That new Italian place? Whatever you want, Jimmy, she said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. You know best. That conversation should have been my first clue. The sarcasm, the distant looks, the way she'd pull away when I touched her. But I missed it all. Then came poker night at my buddy Dave's place. I'd forgotten my phone and headed back early. Mel? I called, opening the front door. No answer, but I heard voices from the patio. Melissa was on the phone. I just can't stand him anymore, Sarah, she said, her voice clear in the evening air. He's so boring, predictable. I feel like I'm suffocating. I froze, my hand still on the doorknob. No, I haven't said anything yet. What would I even say? Sorry, Jimmy, I've been sleeping with my boss for 6 months because you're about as exciting as watching paint dry? The world tilted sideways. I backed away silently, closed the door without a sound, and drove to Dave's in a daze. Whoa, you look like you've seen a ghost, Dave said when he opened the door. Thought you were heading home? Can we talk? Privately? My voice sounded strange even to my own ears. Dave nodded, leading me to his garage. What's going on, man? Melissa's cheating on me, with her boss. I just overheard her on the phone. Richard? That smug Harvard guy? Are you sure? Pretty damn sure, Dave. She said she's been sleeping with him for 6 months. I slumped against his workbench. She said she can't stand me, that I'm boring. Dave ran a hand through his hair. Jesus, Jimmy, what are you going to do? I don't know, I can't go back there tonight. Stay here. Guest room's yours as long as you need it, Dave offered, putting a hand on my shoulder. Have you talked to anyone else about this? Your sister, maybe? Not yet, it just happened. I'm still trying to process it. Call Karen. She'll know what to do, she always does. I nodded, pulling out my phone. Karen answered on the third ring. Jimmy, it's almost midnight, what's wrong? Melissa's cheating on me, I blurted, with Richard, her boss. That snake, how did you find out? Karen's voice immediately shifted to protective older sister mode. I overheard her on the phone. She said she can't stand me anymore, that I'm boring. Boring? You? The guy who backpacked across Thailand and worked on that fishing boat in Alaska? She's out of her mind, Karen scoffed. Where are you now? At Dave's. I couldn't go home. Good. Don't. Not until we figure this out, Karen said firmly. You need proof, Jimmy. Real proof before you confront her. And then what? And then you disappear. Let her see how boring life is without you. The next morning, I called in sick to work and met Karen at her apartment. Her roommate Tina was there too. You look awful, Tina said bluntly, pushing a cup of coffee toward me. Thanks for the news flash, I muttered, taking the coffee. So what's the plan? Karen asked, sitting across from me at her kitchen table. You need evidence before you do anything else. I could check her phone, I suggested. Tina shook her head. Too risky. She'd know you snooped. What about her email? Do you have access? Karen asked. We share a computer at home, but I don't know her password. Try her birthday or your anniversary, Tina suggested. People are predictable with passwords. Speaking of predictable, Karen said slowly, when does she usually see this Richard guy? She has networking dinners every Thursday. Says they run late, I replied, making air quotes. Perfect, Karen smiled. That gives us 2 days to plan. Tina, you still have that friend who's a PI? Mike, yeah, why? We need photos, texts, anything to prove what's happening. Tina nodded, pulling out her phone. I'll call him now. While Tina stepped into the next room, Karen leaned forward. Have you talked to Mom and Dad about this? No way. Dad would probably drive over and punch Richard in the face. Maybe that's not the worst idea, Karen smirked. I need to do this right, I insisted. No violence, no drama. I just want justice. What does justice look like to you, Jimmy? Before I could answer, Tina returned. Mike can do it. He'll follow her Thursday night and document everything. That's step one, I nodded. But I'm not just going to confront her with pictures and call it a day. I want her to realize what she's losing. I want to disappear. For how long? Karen asked, concern crossing her face. A week, maybe 2, long enough to make her sweat. Where would you go? Tina asked. I still have that cabin rental Dad booked for fishing next month. I could use it early. She'll call the police if you just vanish, Karen pointed out. Not if I leave a note, I countered, something vague. I need some time, don't try to find me. And while you're gone, Tina asked. I'll be gathering everything else I need, I said. Bank statements, credit card bills, phone records. I want to have all the ammunition when I finally confront her. Karen nodded slowly. This could work, but Jimmy, what about work? I have 3 weeks of vacation saved up. It's time I used them. 2 days later, Mike called with news. Got everything you need, he said gruffly. Photos of them at the hotel, going in and coming out, timestamps match. It's pretty clear what's happening. Send them to my private email, I instructed. And the bill? Already sent to Tina. Sorry about your situation, man, that's rough. I thanked him and hung up, staring at my phone. The evidence landed in my inbox 5 minutes later. Photos of Melissa and Richard entering the Westlake Hotel, his hand on her lower back. More photos of them leaving 3 hours later, looking disheveled and happy. I felt sick, but strangely calm. That night, I packed a bag while Melissa was out grocery shopping, left the vague note on our bed, and drove to my father's cabin 2 hours upstate. 2 weeks of silence. 2 weeks of turning off my phone except to check messages from Karen, who kept me updated. Melissa had indeed panicked, calling everyone we knew, even threatening to file a missing person report until Karen told her about the note I'd left. When I finally returned home, Melissa was waiting in the living room. She jumped up when I walked through the door. Jimmy, where have you been? I've been worried sick. She rushed toward me, arms outstretched. I stepped back. I needed some time to think. About what? Why didn't you answer my calls? I thought something happened to you. Her eyes were red, but I couldn't tell if it was from crying or lack of sleep. Something did happen to me, Melissa. I heard you. Her face froze. Heard me what? On the phone with Sarah, 2 weeks ago, about how you can't stand me anymore. About Richard. The color drained from her face. Jimmy, I can explain. Can you explain 6 months of sleeping with your boss? Can you explain telling your friend that I'm boring? That you're suffocating? I didn't mean those things, she whispered. I was just venting. It didn't mean anything. I laughed coldly. It meant enough for you to sleep with him for half a year. It was a mistake. A stupid mistake. A mistake is forgetting to pay a bill, Melissa. What you did was a choice. A series of choices made over and over again. She stepped toward me, tears flowing now. Please, Jimmy, I love you. We can work through this. Go to counseling. Start over. Like you worked through it with Richard at the Westlake Hotel every Thursday night? Her eyes widened. You had me followed? I needed proof, and I got it. I pulled out my phone, showing her the photos Mike had taken. You spied on me? That's invasion of privacy? Her tone shifted to indignation. And cheating on your husband is what exactly? I countered. Richard chose that moment to call. Her phone lit up with his name, sitting on the coffee table between us. Perfect timing, I said. Why don't you answer it? Put him on speaker. Don't be ridiculous, she snapped. Answer it, Melissa, or I will. Hesitantly, she picked up the phone. Hi, Richard. Hey, babe, is he back yet? Richard's smooth voice filled the room. Yes, I'm back, I answered loudly, and I know everything. A pause. Melissa, who am I speaking to? It's Jimmy, Richard, Melissa's boring husband, the one she's been cheating on with you. Jimmy, listen. Richard's tone became placating. These things happen in marriages. It's not personal. Not personal? I laughed. Sleeping with my wife isn't personal? I think we should all meet and discuss this like adults, he suggested. There's nothing to discuss. I'm filing for divorce. Melissa gasped. Jimmy, no, please. It was a mistake. A 6-month mistake? Save it for someone who believes you. You can't just throw away 5 years of marriage? She cried. I didn't, I said coldly. You did, both of you. Richard's voice hardened. Be reasonable, Jimmy. Think about what you're doing. I've had 2 weeks to think about it. My mind is made up. You'll regret this, Richard threatened. I have connections. Are you threatening me? I asked calmly. Because that would be incredibly stupid, considering I've recorded this entire conversation. Melissa lunged for the phone. He's bluffing. In her haste, she knocked over a lamp. It crashed to the floor, and in her frustration, she grabbed the broken vase and hurled it against the wall. Look what you made me do, she screamed. This is your fault. Keep going, Melissa, I said quietly. The neighbors can hear you. Maybe they should call the police. I wish you had never come back, she spat. I wish you had just disappeared forever. The divorce proceedings moved quickly after that night. Richard, fearing for his reputation, quickly distanced himself from Melissa. With the recorded threats and the documented evidence of their affair, my lawyer assured me I was in a strong position. She's contesting the division of assets, my lawyer Julia informed me during our meeting at her office. Claims she contributed more to the household. She contributed more to destroying it, I replied. What about the recordings? The witness statements from the neighbors about her outburst? Those help us tremendously, Julia nodded, especially since she damaged property and created a disturbance. The restraining order was approved, by the way. Good, I said, relief washing over me. After the confrontation, Melissa had shown up at my sister's apartment where I was staying, pounding on the door at 2 a.m., screaming accusations and threats. The neighbors had called the police. Does she know you're selling the house? Julia asked. Not yet, that'll be the next surprise. Dave met me for coffee after the meeting. How'd it go with the shark? He asked, referring to Julia. She's worth every penny, I grinned. The restraining order is official. Melissa can't come within 100 feet of me. Man, when you execute a plan, you don't mess around. Dave shook his head admiringly. What about Richard? Transferred to the Singapore office, effective immediately. Turns out his company has a strict policy against executives dating subordinates. Sweet justice, Dave laughed. Karen called, said Melissa tried contacting your parents. I know. Mom told her that she made her bed and now she has to lie in it. Alone. Harsh, your mom's tough. She raised 3 kids while running her own business. She doesn't tolerate betrayal. Speaking of business, are you still considering that job offer in Denver? I nodded. Fresh start, new city, why not? We'll miss you around here, Dave said sincerely. I'm not leaving until everything's settled, I assured him. There's still the final hearing next week. That hearing turned out to be more dramatic than expected. Melissa arrived with a new lawyer and a new attitude. Jimmy, please. She approached me in the hallway outside the courtroom. Can we talk? Just for a minute? My lawyer advised against speaking to you, I replied, not meeting her eyes. I made a terrible mistake, she persisted. I miss you. I miss us. Just give me another chance. There is no us, Melissa, not anymore. You don't mean that, she whispered, reaching for my hand. I stepped back. I've never meant anything more in my life. Is this about pride? Proving a point? You won, okay? You got your revenge. I'm miserable. Richard's gone. I lost my job because of the scandal. What more do you want? I want nothing from you. Not anymore. Jimmy, Karen called from down the hall. Julia's looking for you. Time to go in. Melissa blocked my path. Please, I'll do anything. The time for that has passed, I told her. You chose Richard. You chose to throw away what we had. Now you can choose to accept the consequences. You'll regret this, she hissed, her tone suddenly changing. You'll be alone forever. No one will ever love you like I did. You never loved me, I replied calmly. You just loved having someone to betray. In the courtroom, the judge reviewed our case quickly. The evidence was overwhelming, the division of assets fair. When it was over, I walked out without looking back. 6 months later, I'm settled in Denver. New job, new apartment, new friends. Karen visits often, and Dave's planning a road trip out here next month. Any regrets? Karen asked during our video call last night. About Melissa? None, I answered truthfully. About wasting 5 years, maybe a few. She tried contacting Mom again, Karen informed me. Wanted your new address. What did Mom say? That some bridges can't be rebuilt once they're burned? That some betrayals can't be forgiven? Mom's wise like that, I smiled. Are you dating yet? Karen asked tentatively. Not yet, taking my time, learning to trust again. You will, she assured me, when you're ready. As I look out my window at the mountains in the distance, I realize something important. Disappearing was never about getting Melissa back. It was about finding myself again, the self I'd lost somewhere in those 5 years. And that's the best revenge of all. Have you ever had to completely walk away from someone who betrayed you? How did you handle it? Share your experience in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories.